Synergy loves company.
With activations across our Synergy machine.
We have this coterie of rich franchises, the company now, that people want to engage with.
I came here to try and continue what Walt Disney and his associates set in motion 50 years ago, which is to experiment with every new and innovative kind of entertainment possible.
It's what we hope to do here, to really develop something that, just more than an entertainment enterprise. It's something that contributes many other ways.
Hey, this is Synergy Loves Company, where we explore how Disney connects to everything. I've got some news since the last episode. A couple of cool things have happened. The first thing is I was a guest on the Book of the Mouse Club. They do a monthly podcast where they take a look at a book that's somehow related to Disney. And we talked all about Tuck Everlasting and the movie that Disney made connected to that. So definitely go check them out on Book of the Mouse Club. And you could also hear the Book of the Mouse Club on Synergy Loves Company from back in December. Another exciting thing that we did is I dropped a t-shirt series, Pop Synergy, it's called, and it kind of goes through the last 50 years, we'll say, of the 100 years of Disney that we've been through. So definitely go take a look at those new things. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. Today, I want to talk about Legos and Disney. Of course, on Synergy Loves Company, it's always Disney plus something else. And this today, I thought I really wanted to talk about Legos. And so I have a very special guest keeping me company today. He's a Lego maniac, a Disney fan, and my son, Ben. Ben, welcome to the show. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like Legos, I like Disney, and that's basically the qualifications for this episode.
Yep. That's why I asked you. So one of the reasons I asked you is because we know you're a Disney fan, because like I've said, you have to love Disney to live in this house. But you also have so many Legos. Like you probably have more Legos than anyone else I know. Tell me a little bit about what kind of Legos you have, what you do with your Legos, all that kind of stuff.
So, I have a Ewok Fortress.
An Ewok. Now, I know you had an Ewok Fortress that you wanted to buy from eBay.
But that's because it was a retired product. And I didn't have enough money. So I just bought little Ewok sets and put them together to make a huge Ewok Fortress.
And so that's you are doing the thing that I really wanted to talk about. We started looking at all the different topics that we could talk about with Disney and Legos. One of the problems is there's too many things to do with Lego and Disney. So we had to find something smaller to talk about. And so we were going to talk about Lego ideas, times when fans get to create Lego sets of their own and show them to the world so that other fans can decide what gets made. So we're going to take a look at some times when Lego ideas crossed over with Disney. So before we get into that, though, I do want to talk about Lego licensing, because when we started researching this episode, we tried to go back and see what we could do with Legos and Disney licensing. And one of the things that we found out is that Lego and Disney have actually been working together with different toys since the 1940s. So I thought we had to give this one a shout out first, because the first licensed Disney Lego set
was the wooden Pluto.
It's a wooden Pluto pole toy. It's not even a Lego brick toy. It's called a Lego Kindle Formation, and it was released back in the 40s. And it's like a little Pluto that he's made of wood. He's got wheels, and you would pull him from a string.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a good description.
Okay. So yeah, it's really cool because when you pull him, it looks like his legs are moving.
Yeah, because the legs are hooked together and hooked to one side of the wheels.
And so then it'll
So-
look like he's running as you pull him, which is
Yeah.
really cool. It's not what we really think of as like Lego. I think it's the first ever time that Lego licensed a character. And it's the first time that Disney worked with Lego. And it's from back in the 1940s.
So it's also very important in the Lego history.
For sure. So not only is it important to Disney history, but it's super important to Lego history. So their history goes far back to get far back in history. But what we're talking about, the main thing we're talking about, like we said earlier, was Lego Ideas. That's a little bit newer. So one thing I do want to mention though, before we go any further, because we just talked about the Pluto Pull Toy, is that if you wanted to see pictures of all these, there will be pictures up on all of the Synergy Loves Company social media. So you could check it out on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. You can find links to those in the show notes, the description, and follow along to see some of the pictures that go along with what we're talking about. So we couldn't cover all of the Lego Disney licensing from the beginning of time because it starts in the 1940s. And even though there's a big long gap in there before it happens again, we wanted to talk about the Lego Ideas. So
Exactly.
what do you know about Lego Ideas? Tell me what you know Lego Ideas to be about.
Lego Ideas is where people like have an idea of like a Lego set that they want to make, that they want Lego to make. They like build it with like already existing bricks and they send it in.
That's pretty cool. So
Then it could be voted on and it could become a set.
so they send it into the website.
Mhm.
And that's an important thing you said is they have to use Lego bricks that already exist. So it is a fan created Lego set. So fans get to
Yes.
create them.
Pre-existing Lego bricks.
And they have to only use the pre-existing Lego set pieces that already exist. And then other fans get to vote. Yeah. So Lego Ideas started out as this idea called Lego Kuso in Japan. And Kuso goes back further than Lego Kuso in Japan. Kuso is kind of the original crowdfunding website it started in Japan in 1997. They would have people come up with products, and then other people would get to vote on them, to vote with their wallet and say, yeah, I would buy that. And if enough people agreed to buy it, like in crowdfunding, then that product would get made. Eventually in 2008, Kuso started collaborating with Lego because people wanted to make Lego sets as the product. And we got Lego Kuso. Lego Kuso was really big in Japan and then spread throughout the rest of the world in 2011 as a way for Lego fans to create their own Lego sets and make those available to other Lego fans. In 2014, though, Lego broke off of Kuso and started Lego Ideas, which was the same concept, but now it would all be done in-house with Lego. So with Lego Ideas now, there's a website where fans can create their own Lego creations, put them up on the website, and try to get votes from other Lego fans. If the votes get to a 10,000 vote mark, then it'll go under review. Now, it's not a done deal if a Lego idea goes under review. They still have to get approved for licensing from whatever company that set represents, and in our case, Disney. And they have to get through the review process. Not always. I want to say this too, because sometimes, like in the last couple of rounds where some sets went under review, maybe it would be like 50 different sets go under review, but they might only choose one or two.
Yeah.
To get turned into an official set. So these sets, these Lego Ideas and Disney sets we're going to talk about today, are ones that actually made it through all those levels and became sets, even though there were so many other ones that they were going up against. So they made the 10,000 votes and they got permission from Disney and they got created from fan work. All right, should we get into them?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So in 2015, the first Lego Ideas Disney set that got made was a WALL-E. It's like a full-size little WALL-E that you could build and put in your house. Like you have your own little WALL-E, but he's made out of Legos. What are some of the cool and interesting, like, special features of the Lego Wall-E?
Well, he's holding a little plant, and it appears he runs on caterpillar tracks.
So what are caterpillar tracks?
They're like, where a bunch of little pieces link together to kind of make like a belt.
Oh, and it's kind of like a tank tread. It almost looks like
Yeah.
So it almost looks like Wall-E probably would actually be able to roll a little bit on those caterpillar tracks.
Yeah.
That-
And it looks like his like stomach area opens
Oh, just like in the movie, he could open that compartment
and put the little plant in
and
it.
he's got the little plant in there, which is in like a little, it almost looks like it's in a little boot type situation, or it's in a little pot. I wish it was in a little boot. That would be cool. So the Lego Wall-E is really neat in that it is the character of Wall-E made into real life, almost real life scale. It wouldn't be as big as like the Wall-E that goes around the park, but it would be the perfect little Wall-E to display on your bookshelf or kind of roll around your house. So the cool thing about it is it was actually submitted by user Mac Lane. And one thing that's really neat about these Lego ideas is that when they create the concept of it, Lego actually goes in and they kind of help refine what that Wall-E or that final product would look like. So some of the cool things that it looks like Wall-E from when he first started to when he finally got made is that he looks a little bit bigger. Would you say that he looks a little bit bigger in the final?
Yeah.
And what else? It kind of looks like maybe there's some more detail that he has.
Yeah, because like also the one that Lego designed has 677 pieces, I think.
Yeah. And I can't tell how many the original one has, but it looks like a lot less.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that makes him bigger and it makes him a lot more detailed. It looks like maybe his arms have more movement or articulation to them, which is pretty cool. So it was really neat what they did with him. He could move his head all around. He looks like a real fun little Wall-E that you can, that you would be able to display on your shelf. So that was the first Lego idea with Disney. That one's a pretty good one to start with.
Yes.
Yeah. So the next one, it took a while before Lego Ideas made another Disney set.
And the next one
Yeah, what's
was
the next
Tron Legacy.
The Tron Legacy set, which I'm so excited about because I love Tron. I love all things Tron.
Yes.
And I started getting you to love all things Tron.
Yes. Tron is amazing.
What do you love about Tron?
Well, I love like the technology. It's like so beyond our modern technology, and like just like the suits, the characters, the items, everything.
Yeah, like you would like to wear a data disc on your back. If
Yes.
you could, right?
I have a data disc.
You have
and I tried to wear it on my back.
I know. I actually have a picture of you wearing a data disc on your back.
Yes.
With a command hook. So
Yes.
you would love to be in Tron. Now, the cool thing about this Tron set is it came out in 2018, which was a little bit later than the Tron movie came out. So the Tron Legacy movie came out in 2010. So this is like 8 years later that this one got approved for Lego Ideas. And it's really, I think it's really a great set. And I almost wish they could have expanded on it to put more of the world of Tron out there as Legos.
Yeah, because like it's only 230 pieces and there are only 3 Lego figures.
Yeah, it's a pretty small set when you consider, because that's like when we were looking at Wall-E, you said it was about 600 pieces or almost 700 pieces.
Yeah.
So this one's a lot smaller. So that's a good point, because Lego Ideas can be big sets or small sets or kind of in the middle. But this one is a smaller one, but I think it's really cool.
If you look at the original idea,
Yeah,
it was even smaller.
it was even smaller.
It was
than this
only
one.
1 figure and 1 light cycle.
It was. So here's that one. It's just a Sam Flynn with a Lego light cycle. So what does the final Lego product come with? The final one that was released, what does it come with so that we know what to expect?
It comes with Sam Flynn, Rinsler, and Cora.
Awesome. And they all have their own little data disc. Rinsler, of course, has
Two.
2 data discs for the Tron fans out
And
there.
a completely covered mask.
Right, because we don't want to give spoilers and say anything about maybe who Rinsler might look like or be like if people haven't seen it, right?
Or who he is.
Spoiler alerts. No spoilers. Okay.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. But Tron fans know.
Yes.
Yes. Now, it's a really cool set because you have the two racing kind looking light cycles. They have some kind of glowing parts to them that look pretty cool.
Yes. Colored transparent.
They have that color transparent. Rinsler, of course, is on an orange light cycle.
Yeah.
And Sam Flynn is on a blue Lego light cycle.
And if you look, I believe that there is actually a piece connected to the light cycle that looks like one of the like stick things that
With the light
turns into
trail?
but also like
Oh,
that stick that they just like throw into the air and
right. So they
turns
kind of
into
have
a-
like those handles that in the movie where they kind of grab that handle and that's what the light cycle comes out of. Yeah, they have those handles, which is really cool. And then they too have that light trail coming out of the back of them,
yeah.
where you see like a panel of color coming out of the back, so they can race each other like that. So no, it's a really cool set. It's a cool display piece. It would be fun to just like race them around and play with them too.
Yeah.
Now, what?
I mean,
yeah.
it doesn't look like they have moving wheels though.
No, it doesn't really look like they do. They're probably more display pieces, right?
Yeah.
They probably look a little bit more like display pieces. Now, there's an orange light cycle and a blue light cycle. And I gotta say, because it just opened at Walt Disney World,
Tron Legacy Ride.
the Tron Legacy Ride, Tron Light Cycle Run is what it's called.
All of the light cycles in that one are blue.
Well, I heard that there's supposed to be an orange team and a blue team
Oh.
when you ride it.
Like
I was
in
gonna say
the
that.
actual movie.
Right. So if you were going to ride Tron Light Cycle Run, would you want to be orange team or blue team?
Now, that's hard,
Yeah.
actually.
This is going to tell us a little bit about you. Are you a villain or are you going to be a good guy?
Now, that's hard, so I don't really know,
Okay.
honestly.
You don't have to choose. I think when you go on the ride, they'll kind of put you in a line and choose for you. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see when we go and ride Tron Light Cycle Run what it's going to be like. I hope, because these Legos are really cool, and I know that there might be another Tron movie coming up, I hope that we get some more Tron Legos.
Yeah.
I would love to see more Tron Legos like this.
Because, like, I already made up my own Tron fan fiction, so
So then well, that's what you should start designing some Lego ideas for Tron so that we can make more ideas
Yeah.
and Legos and stuff. How
Mhm.
does that sound?
That sounds cool.
That sounds pretty cool to me too. No, this one might be one of my favorite Lego ideas sets, but we got to talk about, it was such a long time between 2015 with WALL-E and 2018 with the Tron Legacy set that the next Disney set that came out was only 1 year after the Tron Legacy set. And we got a really, really cool Steamboat Willie set. And it's like the whole steamboat. We got Mickey and Minnie. And we even got some of I think we get the little bird. We don't get all the animals from Steamboat Willie, but we get the little bird. And
Yeah.
this one came out in 2019. So
2019.
yeah, one of the coolest features I think about this one is that we get a Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse and a little Steamboat Willie Minnie Mouse, and they're done in their like little black and white silver look, which is really cool because the whole set is done in black and white bricks from when you look at it. What are some of the
Also,
other? Yeah,
That was 4 years ago.
that was only 4 years ago. So we're getting closer and closer. We're going through the time with this. What are some of the features about this steamboat from Steamboat Willie that you think are really cool?
So, the spin wheel moves when, like, you move the boat forward. And, also the, like, pipes go up and down.
Oh yeah, it's got like so if you push the boat forward, the paddle wheels on the side.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of motion here to it. So it almost looks like when you watch Steamboat Willie and he's in the what would it be, the pilot's seat of the captain's area of the boat? I don't know
Yeah.
who does a steamboat, but he's in the captain's area whistling like we see at the beginning of the Disney animated movies, and we would see those pipes moving.
Also,
Exactly.
it had 751 pieces. And if you look on the lower level of the boat, that room, the door and all the windows are covered up because in there is like all the technic that they used to like make the spin wheel move and the pipes.
All right, so it's where all like the mechanics of the movement are. So you can't go into the boat.
No.
You can't look and see what's inside there. But if you took that piece off, and you said it's colorful inside there.
Yeah, because they can make it whatever color they want.
That's true. They don't, because it's not going to be seen. So they put all those different colors. So it's kind of cool. If you open up the set, you can see the inside, the different colors. But if you close it, it goes back to that really neat black and white look. Just like it would be seen in the original short. So that's pretty cool. Another thing I like, because I really like the minifigures. I keep talking about the minifigures on this one. Is they come with it's real simple, but they come with like a little Mickey like platform display stand, so you could stand them up on the platform.
Or you could just use it like a frame plaque thing.
Yeah, it's like a little Mickey frame plaque that says 1928 on it. So I really got into the minifigures. You are more into the mechanics of making the pipes move and making that.
And if you
paddle
look
wheel
at
move.
Mickey has a potato bin.
There's some cool pieces in there. So there's like a brick that looks like a little potato bin because he has to do all those peel those potatoes in the short. So there's fun little nods to the original short in the Lego set, and that's where we get that little bird too. There's a little mini figure of the black and white little bird from the short.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked to seen like some of the other animals that they interact with, or maybe even a giant Peg Leg Pete minifigure.
Now that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Because like they've already specially sized some minifigures.
Oh yeah. They like could make him bigger than a regular minifigure.
Yeah.
That would be cool. So like what other have you seen other minifigures that have been made bigger?
Sometimes they use specially made bricks to make them larger.
Oh, so they like make a special piece for a minifigure.
Yeah, they like custom make a mold.
They custom make a mold. So when we were talking before, we said that when you make a Lego idea, you have to use pre-made pieces. But now that you're talking about that, if we look at the Mickey in the bird in Steamboat Willie, some of those are not pre-made pieces. Like
that's like the bird?
Yeah.
One piece.
It's one piece. It's like its own little bird minifigure, but it doesn't
and
look
like
like
Mickey's head, so is Minnie's head. They're like custom mold bricks.
Yeah, but they don't look like other things. So I'm thinking maybe Lego Ideas, it seems like they'll make a piece if it's going to make the set even better.
Yeah.
So Lego Ideas, even though we can't come up with a new piece for it, if Lego decides they want to make a new piece, they will.
Yeah.
Which brings us to our next set. So Steamboat Willie was really cool. We got that one in 2019. But in 2021, this one you can still find in stores. I think I've seen it in Target recently.
The Winnie the Pooh's like treehouse.
We get Winnie the Pooh's treehouse in the 100 Acre Woods. It's got the good little Mr. Sanders sign above the door like you'd see in Winnie the Pooh's house.
It has all of the characters' heads are custom pieces.
Not just all of the characters that we get, not just are their heads custom pieces, but there's a special character. You were talking about molding a special character like with Pete.
Eeyore.
Eeyore
is like he's just one piece and like he doesn't have any joints even.
He's just like a molded, sad-looking Eeyore. You also talked about how they can make characters shorter. The piglet that they made looks like he has shorter legs than Rabbit and Pooh.
Yeah, except when they make the shorter legs, they have no joints.
Right, so he can't bend his legs. That's true.
Those ones can't you can't make it look like they're walking and they can't sit and...
That's true. So in this set, the 4 minifigures we get Rabbit, we get Pooh, we get Eeyore, and we get Piglet. And Rabbit and Pooh can bend their legs. Eeyore can't really move at all.
Yeah.
And Piglet can stand still.
Also, there are some beehives
There
surrounded by
are.
bees. So they used like a basic transparent brick. Sometimes those have like a connection point on the bottom where the bee would be here.
Yeah.
And instead of the connection point, they used a transparent sticker with a bee on it to connect to.
Yeah. So they're like little circle, they almost reminded me of like the Lego dots.
Yes.
So they're like Lego dots with like a little bee painted on them, and they kind of stick all around the little beehives. Of course, there's also Pooh's favorite,
Honey.
a honey pot.
Spelled Hunny.
And it wouldn't be any different, right? And then we get the inside of Pooh's house too.
And in the inside, there's a Winnie the Pooh book. And it looks like there's a crate that says Pooh Sticks.
Pooh Sticks. That's kind of silly.
Yeah. And it looks like there's a cuckoo clock on the wall.
Yeah, it is a cool inside. There's a lot of different details in there. We get his little stovepipe going up through the ceiling. And like you said, I really like the little book because it looks like this story of Winnie the Pooh, like the book of Winnie the Pooh.
All Lego books can open, and if you look, there's like a picture of Winnie the Pooh holding his little red balloon.
Inside the book. So it really is the story of Winnie the Pooh, and he has the book in his house, which is really, really cool. And I really like that because it's a really neat piece. And there's a lot of neat little details in
Like
here.
a little 100-acre wood sign.
Yeah, there's just the little touches make it really, really neat. It's like a fun little play set.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you wanted to tell me about how this one is not the first time
that Lego made Winnie the Pooh.
So are there other Legos that are Winnie the Pooh, or how were those?
No.
Oh, okay.
The like Lego Duplo branch type.
There were Lego Duplo sets of Winnie the Pooh?
Yes.
Yeah.
From 2001 all the way to 2011.
That's when they made Lego Duplo Winnie the Pooh. But now, this is when you say it's not the first time Lego made a Winnie the Pooh. We're talking like they did Duplo before, but maybe this is the first time they've done regular scale Legos. And the Duplos are like for the younger kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Duplo sets don't have as much, when I take a look at them, they don't have as much detail as like the regular Lego Ideas Winnie the Pooh set. But we do there's some really weird Duplo Lego figures of Winnie the Pooh that came out with the Duplo set back in the 2000s, like the early 2000s, you were telling me. So what do you notice about like the Duplo Winnie the Pooh figures?
Still, Eeyore has always been one custom molded non-moving piece.
You couldn't move the Eeyore. So anytime Eeyore has been made into a figure, you can't move him.
Yeah, he doesn't have any joints.
He doesn't. He is kind of like a molded blob every time.
Yeah.
So which ones, what do you think about the Duplo? What are the characters that we've gotten in Duplo?
Well, we've gotten Piglet. Of course, we've gotten Eeyore. But we've also gotten Tigger and Winnie the Pooh.
And so only those 4 were made into Duplo minifigures.
We haven't gotten Rabbit.
So with this new Lego, so that's the first time you could get a Lego Rabbit.
Yeah.
From Winnie the Pooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there were a lot of sets that were Winnie the Pooh Duplos, but we only have one Winnie the Pooh Lego scale set, and that is that Lego Ideas from 2021. Now, 2021 was just 2 years ago. This one, like we said, is still available, but there haven't been any Lego Ideas made since 2021 until we just found out like a couple weeks ago, that in the review process from some of the ones from last year, 51 designs were chosen in the second Lego Ideas review, and only 2 sets were going to be made from that. And one of them happens to be a Disney one. So we're going to get in 2023, later this year, we're going to get another Lego Ideas with Disney. And that is going to be, what's that one going to be?
The Nightmare Before Christmas Town.
Yeah, it's going to be the whole set of Halloween Town. Now, we don't know what the final product's going to look like, but we do have some pictures of the idea that was submitted. Let's talk a little bit about what we have here. We get a whole layout of the Halloween Town scene from The Nightmare Before Christmas. So what are some of the cool elements that you see in this scene?
So I see that mountain that Jack and Sally dance on, and it actually has like flexible joints.
So you can like uncurl it, like what happens when they walk down it in the movie.
Yeah.
So now that's really cool. So we get some interactive things. It's not just a little curly cue.
Yeah.
All right. So you talked about the mountain that Jack and Sally walk down, but we also even get to see Jack and Sally minifigures.
And Dr. Finkelstein.
So there's a Dr. Finkelstein figure too. And he's the one that they show. He's like in a little wheelchair. Of course, it doesn't look exactly like him because it's the fan created version, but we might get a Dr. Finkelstein minifigure out of this one.
There's also a Zero with an actual red nose.
Oh yeah, so they didn't make this one. Again, is one of those little ghost dogs that you have a lot of these little ghost dog characters from sets that you have. So it doesn't look like Zero here, but that means too we might end up getting a Zero ghost dog figure, which
and you can see his little doghouse in the graveyard.
So there's a whole graveyard scene. So we have the curling mountain, we have the graveyard scene. What other parts do we see here?
I also see Lock, Stock, and Barrel.
Lock, Stock, and Barrel are in a little set. So in how
they have Santa in that tub.
So they have kidnapped Santa. So we might get Lock, Stock, and Barrel minifigures with a kidnapped Santa from this set.
Yeah.
They're all standing in front of the town hall where they would be situated in this scene. So they're in front of the town hall. So in this scene in all, we get the graveyard with the mountain, we get the town hall, and then right in the middle, we get Jack Skellington's house.
And the like gargoyle coming out of the like pool thing.
Oh, that oozy goozy fountain.
Yeah.
Where he's like barfing goo.
Yeah.
As the fountain. It's kind of a gross center of town fountain. So there's also we can get into Jack's house, and he's kind of decorated for Christmas on the inside of his house. In this set, you can see like a little Christmas tree, some gifts, which are really cool. So you could go really Halloween with this set, but you can also get pretty Christmas with it too. Because in addition to that Santa figure, it looks like they planned, the person who designed it planned to add what else Christmas element?
A Jack Skellington Santa with the skeleton reindeer.
Yeah.
And a snake.
Yeah, well, he's got like creepy gifts like a snake and things like that, right? So he's got the reindeer. Now, I looked at those reindeer and they almost to me looked like pieces that, since they are pieces that already existed, I was kind of confused because I thought they were skeleton reindeers. And I was like, when did Lego ever make skeleton reindeer pieces? But you told me what they were made of. So could you describe how the Lego builder made these skeleton reindeer?
So they used like the hook pieces for the antlers.
Okay. And what are they connected to make it look like a skeleton reindeer? Because I think it just looks like a skeleton reindeer.
They're connected to like a skull. I think that it's like from like some sort of dinosaur fossil set.
Ah, so a dinosaur fossil set is probably where these came from. So it's like kind of like a dinosaur fossil skull that they connected some like hook kind of hand things to the top of to make antlers.
And
okay,
yeah,
they look really good as skeleton reindeer.
It also looks like there's some Technic.
Oh, there might be some Technic to keep it holding together. Now, what is Technic? You've talked about Technic a couple of times now. Could you describe what Technic is?
Technic is like another branch of Lego that there's a lot of like movement and motorized creations.
So it's like more advanced, you would say?
Yeah.
So-
there are like gears and joints and
So if we were talking like different Lego sets, we talked about Duplo when it came to Winnie the Pooh a little bit. That was, we said, for the younger kids.
Yeah.
And then like regular Lego is kind of like the average everyday Lego for everyone.
yeah.
And then Technic is like super Lego builders.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure so that we have all those, figure out all those levels of Lego. So this one, this Nightmare Before Christmas set is going to be coming out later this year. So I'm excited. We'll have to keep track of like what's happening with it and like how the design changes a little. Maybe we get the same characters. Maybe we get some slightly different characters, because that would be really cool. So this is something to look out for. And I thought, so
We also might get some like custom pieces.
oh, that's true.
as you were talking about earlier.
Some new custom pieces built from some of these that, you know, maybe some variations on the reindeer, the skeleton reindeer. Maybe they'll make their own versions of those. No, now actually, I got to ask this question. From Nightmare Before Christmas, they gave us in this set, there's a lot of pieces that could happen, a lot of minifigures. Are there any other minifigures? There's a lot of characters in that movie. Are there any other minifigures that you would like to see included in a Nightmare Before Christmas set?
I would also like to see like some of like the like other townspeople,
Yeah.
or like what if they made a Jack Skellington with a pumpkin on his head?
Oh, you could do a pumpkin hat for the... Now, that would be really neat. So you could have a Santa Jack, a regular Jack, but then give him a head that would be a pumpkin. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
I was thinking the mayor, because I know some of your Lego minifigures have that like two-sided head where you
Yeah.
could change their facial expression. And the mayor does that in Nightmare Before Christmas. He turns his head around if he's happy or mad.
Yeah.
So I thought that would be kind of a cool one to do. So yeah, there's a lot of choices. There's a lot of characters they could add to this. This one they could probably even turn into a series of different scenes and sets and things like that going forward. Because that happens sometimes with Lego ideas. They start with an idea and it goes on to some more. So originally when we were planning this episode, that was the only set that we thought was going to happen. There was another review from 2022. There were 35 designs that made it to a third review in 2022 of Lego ideas to see which ones would be getting made. And it included 2 Disney sets in that review, but I thought they weren't gonna get made because Nightmare Before Christmas got announced that it was going to be made coming up later this year. And those 2 sets were a Pixar Up house with a bunch of balloons, and it was a version of Jack Skellington's house, which of course wouldn't get made if they're going to make
Because
the
they
whole...
already have the entire town.
Right. So that
So-
one wasn't going to make it. I knew that. So in the
So-
third review round, though, that Pixar Up house I thought was really cool, but it's not going to get made from Lego Ideas.
Because they're going to separate it from Lego Ideas and make it for the Disney 100th anniversary.
That's right. So it's kind of weird how it happened, but Disney's 100th anniversary ended up making their own Up house right around the same time that the Pixar Up house from Lego Ideas was going under review. So it's kind of weird. I wonder, like, did Disney take this idea from Lego Ideas, or did they, I don't know, did they get the idea separate from it? But I'm guessing we're not going to get an Up house from Lego Ideas because there is going to be a new Disney 100 Up house coming out.
I mean, sure, it has less Lego figures and like there aren't as many balloons.
So the concept, the Lego 100 or the Disney 100 Lego set, does have only a couple of figures, and it does only have maybe about 20 balloons on the top, where the Lego Ideas one had, it looked like 100 balloons on top. Well, let's get into talking about, let's start with the set. So what you do get from the set, so we get the whole really colorful version of Carl's house with the balloons on top. It looks like there's going to be something inside the house, but we can't really tell yet.
So, there's like, a like hose handle thing that I remember there was like a whole thing about like the house's hose.
It kind of was
In the
holding
movie?
it down, right? It was holding it
Yeah.
back down, yeah.
Also, I see that like the mailbox has like a bunch of balloons on it.
So yeah, it seems like there's a little tank of helium next to the mailbox that we get where it looks like Carl would fill up his balloons. Then we get some minifigures. So what minifigures do you get with this set?
So you get Carl, Doug, and Russell.
And it looks like Doug might be one of those non-movable pieces, kind of like we talked about with Eeyore. Doesn't look like he moves that much, like he's one molded piece.
Also, it looks like there's a book.
A book, the adventure book, the My Adventure book.
Yeah.
Oh, we do get the adventure book. That's pretty cool. I also noticed on that Carl minifigure, it looks like he has the little grape soda pin on his suit.
Oh, yeah.
And Russell's got all those badges that he's gotten over the years. So they're really pretty neat figures to get. So we'll only get 3, which kind of makes me sad because in the original Lego Ideas set, there were supposed to be a lot more
Like,
figures.
you even got that big bird,
Kevin. Yeah.
Like, you also got like a bunch more balloons.
And it even had the original Lego Ideas set was kind of cool. It had these little lifts on the bottom so that it would look like clear lifts. So it would look like the house is hovering a little bit.
Yeah. It also had the 2 chairs.
Yes, it had Carl and Ellie's chairs, and it actually had a minifigure for Ellie too. So you would have been getting a Kevin kind of. The Kevin bird was not exactly a minifigure. She was more of a built out of Legos character.
Yeah.
But who knows? If they would have gone that far, they might have been able to make one, make a full Kevin.
Because like also the Doug is
Right.
brick built because
Right. In the Up House Ideas project, the Doug too, yeah, like you said, was made out of bricks.
there isn't like a custom Doug piece or a custom Kevin piece or whatever.
Right.
Yet.
But you say yet because like we saw in the upcoming set that'll be coming pretty soon, we do get a little Doug figure.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So those were all of the upcoming Lego Ideas and all of the Lego Ideas projects that have come out since it started that had to do with Disney. But I think I have one last question for you because Lego Ideas is all about creativity and the future. I got to ask you, if you were going to make a Disney licensed Lego Ideas set, what would you build and put on the internet for people to vote on?
I would make a Sorcerer Mickey surfing on a book.
That would be a really pretty cool set. What kind of things would you include? Like, how big would it be?
Like, the Sorcerer Mickey would be like a regular minifigure size.
Okay.
And the book would have to be like brick built and pretty big and
Because he'd be riding on that
Yeah.
book. Would you include any of like the mop characters?
yes.
That would be pretty cool.
With that like carry the buckets of
Yeah.
water.
That could be a pretty neat set. Are there enough pieces that you could make a Sorcerer Mickey? Like, does that exist already?
Yes, because in the big Lego Disney castle,
Yeah.
there's like a little broom closet with a chest, and in the chest is a Sorcerer Mickey hat already made.
Oh, so you could use that one in your Lego Ideas build to make that Sorcerer Mickey hat. That would be pretty cool.
If you were gonna make a Lego Disney licensed Ideas set, what would it be?
What would mine be? So I was thinking about that a little bit too. And what I was thinking was, you know how Lego sets have, like when we saw in some of the houses and we talk about them, you could turn it around and see inside the play set. So it'd be
Yeah.
like a house from the front. So like with, like the Up House, you'd see the house from the front. And if you turn it around, you would see inside the rooms. I kind of like that idea, but I was thinking it would be cool to do something like the Swiss Family Treehouse from Walt Disney World, or
Oh.
it'll be the Adventureland Treehouse in Disneyland, because those rooms are wide open to start with. So they're not even closed. And then
Oh,
as you turn the tree
yeah.
around, you'd see different rooms all around the treehouse.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I can't build that myself.
No.
Could you build that for me after you finish your Sorcerer Mickey one?
Yes.
All right. So we'll work on that. First, though, you have to get finished with your well, I shouldn't say finished, because I don't think you'll ever be finished with your Ewok village that you're building.
Yeah, I'll just keep making it bigger and bigger. But as Ewoks use a lot of wood in their construction, I have a lot of, like, tree pieces.
Gotcha. You got to get as many tree pieces as you can to build an Endorian tree village.
Yeah.
That was really fun, Ben, to talk about Legos and Disney.
Yeah.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Nice. I think because there are so many things we can do with Legos and Disney, and they had such a long relationship, we could probably in the future do more Lego and Disney episodes and maybe talk about like Lego and Disney and Star Wars.
Yes, I
And-
would like to participate in that.
You would? Or like Lego and Disney and Marvel?
Yeah.
Would you like to participate in that too?
Yeah.
And what about like Lego and Disney and just like the Disney parks? There have been a lot of Disney park sets.
Yes.
So it sounds like there's a lot more Lego and Disney episodes that we could do in the future. Would you come back on to do one of those sometime?
Yes.
Well, that sounds good to me. It's easy to book you for my show since you just live upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be an easy way to do it. This is usually where I let my guests promote anything they want to promote. Do you have anything that you want to promote?
No.
No, you're just a kid and you make Legos, and maybe I'll take some pictures of your Legos and use them to promote the show.
I mean, I have a podcast, but
You
I
do?
haven't released it yet.
What is your unreleased podcast?
It's called Audio Trash with Ben.
Oh, yes, I'm familiar with it because I've seen some preliminary episodes. Audio Trash with Ben. Well, we'll look for it eventually when it comes out for public consumption.
Yes.
Okay. So if you want to find me online, you could go to synergylovescompany.com. There you can find episodes, the YouTube channel. You could find my social medias there, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. If you enjoyed this show or enjoyed some of the other shows that we've had in the past, I would really appreciate it if you would just tell a friend about the show and what you like about it to kind of spread the word about Synergy Loves Company. Thank you so much for listening, and I can't wait to meet up again on Synergy Loves Company. We'll see you next time.